Paul, so we're just looking at today's lesson. We're also just talking about that driver, just getting the setup better. So here the ball's a long way forward in your stance here. Very easy then to get the club face working ahead of the hand and everything into impact. So when we look at that in comparison to where the iron is, huge difference in that setup. So when we wind it here a little bit later on, as we look at that difference in the setup, so we get the ball position better, we get the feeling of the hands being a little bit more in front of you as you set up to it. So you almost feel like your hands are pressed forward to get that club face square, the club's nearer the ball in general as well, so we start to get a bit more of this straight line to it. And then we talk very much about that takeaway movement. So as we look at it here on the left-hand side, to start with, this was the first video we took of you initially. As we took it away here, we're just getting that too much rotation of the wrist there, getting the club face a long way open here. Whereas we look at the iron in comparison to that, as we took it away here, the club face was a lot squarer. So as we wind to the top there, the difference in where the club face gets here to the back of your left hand in comparison to the top of the club face here with the driver and the back of your wrist there. So just getting a bit cupped at the top. So we talked about trying to keep it square on that takeaway. So as we look at it here later on in the lesson, we've got the feeling of pressing those hands forward, almost feeling like keeping the club face squarer to the balls, or almost closed if you like. So the difference in where it is on the right there to the left is enormous. Huge difference. So as we wind it to the top there, massive difference at the top, and therefore into that downswing the club face stays a lot squarer. Huge difference where we get here, massive difference. So the difference into impact with the driver to where we look to start with, he was miles open before we get near the target and near the ball there. Yeah, when we look at it here into impact, huge difference. When we look at it with the white tape on the top of it, as we wind back down into the ball, a lot squarer just before impact there. Look how far open we are on the right hand side there. So really keep working on it, keep focusing on it, and we'll go from there, mate, but well done.